Hi, I'm Dr. B, psychiatric nurse practitioner with over 20 years of clinical experience. I want to talk about orthorexia. Orthorexia is not actually in the DSM-5. There are some people that are petitioning for that to be included in the DSM-5, which is our kind of Bible of psychiatry. But I want to talk about the concepts of orthorexia. So in some of the other videos, we talked about kind of eating disordered thinking, eating disordered unspecified. And I think that there are people who are truly struggling with orthorexia that do not believe they have an eating disorder. So I want to challenge you to kind of take a step back and really evaluate the way that you think about food, about eating, about your body. Orthorexia is a restrictive type disorder, does not meet criteria for anorexia nervosa. However, there's definitely some similarities there. And there's also a type of bulimia that after binging, instead of purging, they over-exercise and will actually count the amount of calories they're burning to equate what they just binged on. And these are the kinds of behaviors that I see in people who I would say are actually struggling with orthorexia. So remember, this YouTube channel is about nuggets of truth so that we can become mentally strong, right? We have to have some insight into that. So orthorexia, I often see in people who are very health conscious, overly health conscious. They look at every label, they exercise twice a day, and sometimes this is actually the career that they've chosen. So I will find dietitians, personal trainers that actually meet criteria for orthorexia. So I'm challenging you. That's what this is about, right? We have to have insight in order to be mentally strong. I'm challenging you that this is a disordered way of thinking, that you are restricting food, enjoyment. You know, we talked about the non-diet diet. We should enjoy food in order to have this skinnier body or this fit body, but still have, the difference is, still have beliefs of being fat. So for example, I was talking to somebody the other day who I believe has orthorexia, and we've had some side conversations. This person functions, she goes to the gym every day. She's a vegetarian, she eats minimal amount of food, and is very skinny and very fit. And in a conversation that I had with her, she was watching the My 600 Pound Life, which is a reality show, and was comparing herself to this 600-pound woman who was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And so when she eats peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, she feels like this 600-pound woman. That is disordered thinking. Again, we have the video on loving yourself. You got to know yourself to love yourself. So orthorexia is almost praised in our culture, right? Oh, they have so much control. They don't overeat. They don't, binge on foods. They exercise every day for 2 hours. Look how fit and healthy they look. But are they really to their best? I'm not saying you give up the gym, you give up those healthy things. I'm saying you give up the disordered thinking. And for orthorexia, it's really about perfection. And so we have a choice opportunity attached to this video in the description, and you get to download it for free. And it's about picture perfect. And this can apply to other people as well, but I know that in orthorexia there's this desire to be perfect, and perfection is really about control. And we all intellectually know that we can't be perfect, however, we keep trying, right? So the choice opportunity kind of goes through some questions to kind of help you have that insight that we talk about a lot in Mentally Strong, and allow yourself to get to the point of, what can I let go? What can I let go of? You don't have to let go of the gym or healthy eating. I'm talking about letting go of those negative thoughts, the disordered thinking, comparing yourself to a 600-pound person when you are underweight, compared to normal American standards. And so just kind of that whole process. So orthorexia really is this disordered thinking that is about control and perfection. And it doesn't mean that we can't continue to enjoy things like exercise and being healthy. But I'm saying, let's dig deeper than the superficial. And what's really driving that desire to be perfect? Let's work on that so that you can let things go, that you can have a good insight into who you are and love yourself. So that's my challenge to you today, and I do believe that you are mentally strong.